Welcome to Look Around the Confederation. I'm your host for the evening, Moose. And before we get started, please remember the views and opinions expressed in this broadcast are not necessarily the views and opinions of the SCV, its GEC, nor divisions, brigade, camps, or any other subsidiaries. How is everybody doing to Dixieland tonight? We have a good little show for y'all planned. We're just going to go over the news. We will be getting the interview scheduled this week, so we will be getting back to some themed episodes very shortly. Good to see everybody in the chat. We have the Alabama Division, Camp 1824 in the chat. Kirby Smith, Camp 1209 in the chat. Al in the chat, good to see you. Camp 1388 of Maryland in the chat. Good to see you, John. Frank's in the chat. Past Commander-in-Chief, the Lone Ranger, Chuck McMichael in the chat. Good to see you, Commander. And yes, happy birthday to the government. Also, oh no, that was yesterday. That was George Washington's birthday yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see here. I have it saved in my calendar. Oh, today is George Washington's birthday. Oh, good to see you. 5th Brigade Aide-de-Camp, Jack DuPont. Good to see you. Maryland Division showing up strong tonight. Good to see you, Miss Terry. Dave, good to see you. Faversham AOT Councilman Carl Jones in the chat. David of Camp 87, good to see you. Got a good little show tonight. And the most sharp-dressed man in the SCV has appeared. Past Commander-in-Chief Paul Gremlin Jr., good to see you, Commander. As I said, we're just going to be kind of going through the news tonight, so no need to rush into things. We got a good little bit to talk about, but let's see if I can get all the way to the top. Brian, good to see you. James, good to see you. Alabama Division. Happy birthday, George Washington, correct. Georgia Division in the house. Good to see you. Good to see everybody tonight. As I said, we'll be kind of sending out some emails to AOT people running for office. Probably after the show, I'll probably send it out. And it's just an email for those who are watching that are running for national office. Just asking about your free schedule, what Thursday would be good for you. We're going to try to do the councilman, people who are running for councilman first, and then the people running for commander. Victor of the Private William Riley Milton Camp 741 out of Florida, reporting from the frozen north where it is currently 34 degrees. This sounds just phenomenal. I'm glad you're there and I'm not. Yeah, that sounds absolutely awful. I could not imagine. Whew. It was that cold recently in Mississippi. But luckily we didn't have to deal with it too long. GCB is in the chat. My co-founder with me. Yep. Bless his heart. I think we have everybody on who's running for AOT. I think I saw Mr. Tom Wood and Mr. Ray. But y'all will be getting an email from me this week about coming on for your interview. So again, just figuring out what Thursdays work well for you. We might jump around from commander to councilman now that I think about it to make it easier on everybody. Just, whoever can be on first, we'll get them on first. And that's how we'll do it. I'm good. Thank you, GCB. My phone has been messed up. Yeah, I see now I'm connected to some Wi-Fi that you have sent me stuff on Instagram, which scares me. People telling Victor not to bring home that cold weather to Florida. That is correct. If you're in the Army of Trans-Mississippi and you haven't seen past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael's interview, please go watch it. He is running for Army of Trans-Mississippi Councilman. And we'll replay these a bit closer to reunion. I just wanted to go ahead and go ahead and have them in the software, because that's the only reason why you're not accepting my 5 phone calls. Let's see. I don't remember the last time you called me. You've called me at weird hours. You called me the other day while I was in the shower, and you called me today like 30 minutes before my alarm went off to wake up. So, sorry. No, it wasn't that early. Semantics. I probably thought you were my alarm, GCB, so I might have hung up on you on accident. Yesterday evening for us, though, is like 11. I was in the shower, as I've stated. GCP's trying to make me look bad. I will always answer your phone call. You have just called at bad times. You have a skill of that, GCB. He's just going off in the chat now. How about after I get supper for my family, I'll call you after the show, GCB. I miss you, buddy. I know work's been hard. Yeah, poor GCB's been out of action on the chat because of work. Bless his heart. He had some hectic work weeks, so let's all say a prayer for him, because I wouldn't want his job if they would pay me $1 million. No, now he's sick. Bless his heart. GCB just can't catch a break. My boss, my friend, the older brother I never wanted, GCB, everybody. Going back to Commander Gramblin's post, I'm running for the board, or do you want to interview me? I can just bring you on for an interview, Commander. I mean, it'd be a great episode. I think we've had you on before, but it's been a while, so okay. As soon as I get all the national interviews for people running for office out from under me, we can get you scheduled for one. Yeah, just bless his heart. Now poor GCB's sick, and he might not be on next Monday. Which next Monday's episode is Hearth and Home. We will have the SCV Executive Director on to give an update on the museum, Elm Springs, and the SCV headquarters. So it's a great episode. I hope y'all tune into that. Oh, see, now everybody's just being is jumping on me, man. They being mean like normal. I tried to. I talked to him for a bit. When did I talk to you? Because I've answered your phone call. If it makes you feel better, there's like, you can't see it, but there's like a lot of missed calls on my phone. I talked to you Friday. Yeah. I talked to you also Monday, I think. But I'll call you, GCB. You never know. I talking to me might make you feel better. It might re-energize you. You know, you might pop up like Mike Tyson and start fighting. You never know. Oh gosh. All right. Well, sorry. It has been a long day. Wow, y'all look so young. Wow. The times have not been good to GCB. I'll mess with GCB later. He's gonna roast me for that, but you've actually aged better. Thank you, Commander. Thank you. Oh gosh. Yep, we're appearing. Well, that wasn't supposed to go up. We're getting into March now. We should be picking up on SCV events soon. Of course, the first weekend in March is the GEC meeting. As well, if you're in my brigade, the 5th Brigade in the Mississippi Division, we have a brigade meeting that night. So I hope to see you there. We'll just be doing, of course, a quick update on division news and everything for y'all. And I don't know what's going on with the GEC meeting. I will be waiting for great anticipation what's going to be talked about. And of course, it's always encouraged you go to these meetings, either a GEC meeting, a DEC meeting, or at your camp level, an EC meeting. It's great to get information. It's great to know what everybody's voting on, and to know what's going on. And the best way to stay up to date, other than look Commander's comments in SCV chat, of course. All right, we're going to jump into a bit of news. We might jump between the comment section and this. But no, great weekend had by all. So yes, I am taking Carl's SCV only handgun class. We still have to do our gag reel. I've been so busy with everything that I haven't been able to finish season 4's gag reel yet for SCV chat, but we'll have it soon. But yeah, I don't know if I want that gag reel to happen. I don't want. I can be a pretty bad shot at times, so I don't know if we want that. But I feel like Carl's going to film me either way, so I might as well jump on board and have a good time for it. John, thank you for the stars. Thank you. How often does my brigade meet? A bit, about quarterly, I would say, maybe a bit more. I know we have an extra meeting around reunion. I can tell you exactly how many times we meet if I can pull it up on my phone. Carl says he has hired a cameraman to follow me around. That right there, ladies and gentlemen, is fear. I'm very scared now. I don't know why Carl has done this evil to me. I thought we were friends, but apparently he wants to show everybody how bad I am. So yeah, it's going to follow me around, record everything. That's going to be amazing. Yes, we meet quarterly. It's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it, Carl. And if you haven't signed up for Carl's class yet, please go ahead and do it. I've been looking forward to do this for a while now. And I've been wanting to also do it with Carl. I'm one of those people is if I like you, I want to support you. And this is something I've been wanting to do for a long time. So I can't wait to take his class, learn about my weapon, learn about safety, and learn how to defend myself, as every man should, in my opinion. Heck, every person of the South, every American should know how to defend themselves in the serious nature of firearms. It's a way of life, but it's also a responsibility. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't taken a class like this since I was in high school, maybe middle school. Now it's just a hunter's ed class, which we got to learn a whole lot there too. But I'm looking forward to this. I can't wait. Again, I've been wanting to do this for years now, but when I was at Ole Miss, they wouldn't let us carry on campus anyway. So I kept naturally putting it off, but now I have no excuse. So I'm looking forward to it. I need to get Carl his information he asked for me. Thank you, Carl, for not calling me out live on air for that. I'll get it to you tonight or tomorrow. Let's see here. Donald says, Carl is your friend. Now you have to question everything. Oh, no. Yeah, no, Carl's my friend. He's a great guy, a great historian, great educational mind. he's going to hate me saying this, but I honestly think that he's a phenomenal SCV member, a great man, uh, and it has been fun to get to know Carl. I never not laugh when I'm with Carl. Phenomenal time. And now, Carl, you can pay me that $50 for saying all those nice things about you. Oh man, I meant not to say that live on air, but it happens sometimes. Um, I'll be there as well. You can take the light off me, James. I would be happy to, because there's one thing I'm good at is making people laugh at stupidity. I have that skill. I could either say something very stupid or do something very stupid. I'm great with it. You're going to do great. Thank you, Carl. I hope so. I have not shot a pistol in a long time. Being in southern Mississippi, we shoot rifles and shotguns a lot for duck and deer season, and I'll train with those a bit before season. But I haven't trained with my pistol. Oh my gosh, I haven't trained with the pistol I own now. When I was younger, I trained with my grandfather's pistol. I can't even remember what it was now. Off the top of my head, but I got this pistol for self defense a couple years ago, my current one, and I just haven't ever got certified to carry it or to just really know how to use it. And that's what I really like about Carl's class is he's not just running you through the basics. He's going to throw some real world stuff at you, and that's what I like. Again, a serious nature of it. You need to be able to defend yourself, defend others, but also know what you're doing. So I'm looking forward to that. I totally agree. I had two tours as a two-tour Vietnam veteran and a certified NRA firearm instructor and former LEO. Oh, congratulations, William. Thank you for your service, first off. And that's cool. That's cool. Let's see here. Carl is going to give you the Barney Fire course. Ooh, that's scary. I'm more scared that Carl is going to cook some Alabama food, and my picky eating self is going to have to tell him no, because I think food is provided, isn't it? That lunch. I think so. I feel bad for Carl having to know me and being a picky eater, and Carl is like a great cook. If you've been on the show, Carl is usually cooking when he's either on the show or when he's watching. Barbecue, I do like, so we should be good there. And Carl usually explains to me sometimes what he's cooking, and sometimes I'll say, "Ooh, that sounds great," and sometimes I'm like, "What are you cooking?" But it's going to be a great time. I can't wait for it. Luckily, I'm going to make a big little week out of that. I'll be speaking to a camp Thursday about my SCV First program. And of course, if you're in the Mississippi Division, especially if you're in my brigade, the 5th Brigade, I'll be happy to come to your camp and speak about the SCV First program. And I'll speak about it on here at some point. I want to go around to all my camps first and do the program, and then I'll do it on chat. But yeah, I'll have another one knocked off the list. But let's jump into some news real quick. First bit of news, I'm a little bit biased because this is my camp's challenge coin. The Samuel H. Poe, camp number 255, are selling these 30th anniversary challenge coins for to celebrate our 30th anniversary. So we recharted in 93. Last year was our 30th anniversary. You can get these challenge coins, $10 each, to support my camp. And we can't thank you enough for it. My camp has some pretty big projects we want to do on the horizon, so this will all go to help do that for the cause. You can contact the camp adjutant, me, on Facebook, Harrison SCV. Just type that into Facebook, and I'll pop up. If you're on other social medias like Instagram or Twitter, it's SCV_HD is my username. You can contact me there. You can also contact our camp commander, my father, Forest SCV on Facebook. Those are our SCV pages. So please, if you're going to do SCV business, contact us through those. Florida man in the chat. Good to see you, Florida man. And of course, while we're on, some pretty cool things, these baseball cards from the Tennessee division are $20. They're 50 cards. They're at HQ. So if you're going to the GEC meeting, get some. Of course, this is from Richard Garcia and a couple other people. This is a great idea for youth. When I was a kid, I loved collecting baseball cards. I enjoyed reading the back of them, learning more about the person. So I think making a collective baseball cards like this is awesome. I love it personally. And of course, a parent can, keep a couple of them back and give it to the kid every other like day or month or however you want to do it. And that kid's going to get ecstatic. They're going to smile. They're going to be happy. And then they're going to read that card. And if you give it to them, not all at once, you can, but they'll read that card over and over and over again. It'll stick in their head because that's what happened to me with basketball cards. It helped me fall in love with the sport of basketball even more because I learned stats. I learned these players. I learned names. Of course, that was before, they all went woke and I stopped watching, but I enjoy the sport of basketball, so this really helps me dive into it, learning the players. It's trying to find that specialty card. But I think it's a great idea, so I'm happy that they're doing it, and I hope it does well, and I hope to get some next time I'm up at headquarters. Next up is the General Forest 200th Society. Of course, this was made a couple years back to honor the 200th birthday of General Nathan Bedford Forrest. All proceeds to the General Forest 200 Society goes to General Forrest's boyhood home, which, of course, is his boyhood home. So it goes to a good cause. You get to be a part of something special. They're only accepting 200 people, and I believe they're about to stop accepting people. I'm definitely going to be throwing some money that way whenever I get paid. Something else I'm going to be throwing money at, though, whenever I get paid, is the Alabama Education Conference. I get paid in a bit, so I'll get it to you, guys, I promise. But the Alabama Education Conference, much like the SD Lee Institute, is giving us knowledge, and knowledge in this Cold War for our heritage is weaponry. We need 2 to 3 things, I think, in this war. And I want to expand upon this one day, but one of them is heart. You need to be dedicated to the cause. The other one is money, of course. Money will open doorways, let us do projects, so on and so on. The other one is knowledge. Knowledge is an invaluable resource, and it's going to become a scarcity if we're not careful. A lot of these historians are self-taught, and a lot of them also happen to go to college or university or high school when they were teaching real history. We don't have that luxury anymore. So we need to be there so they can pass down their knowledge to us so we can pass it on to the next generation and the next and the next and next, so on. A historian's job is to preserve history, to study history, to talk about history. So this is one of the perfect places you could do that. The Alabama Education Conference is top-notch. One of the best places for educational seminar. I've heard phenomenal things about this. They will be getting my own money soon. I will be there. I am looking forward to it and cannot wait. Of course, this event will be March 16th. So try to pre-register as soon as you can. Pre-register before, and it's $40 plus lunch. But if you pre-register after March 15th, it's still $40 with no guaranteed lunch. Of course, you can make it payable to the Alabama Division, SCV, P.O. Box 375. So Again, please support this event. I know some people have been waiting to sign up for this event simply because they just forgot or they're just waiting just to wait. I'm a person that gets stuff put on my plate constantly, so I know what happens when you get your plate full and you forget about something. It happens to me all the time. But if you're waiting, I think now's the time. It's time to sign up. It's time to do this. They have some great speakers. Some of them I recognize. Some of them that I've listened to in the past and know how good they are. Some have been on the show on Carl's third Monday episodes, which those are phenomenal episodes. So make sure you tune into those. And I can't wait. Again, as soon as I get paid, that paycheck's already $40 going to them because I cannot wait for this event. I'm very excited about this event. And Carl Jones, who's in the chat, says we got first class lineup for speakers. 4 or 5 of these speakers are authors. 2 are college professors. They're all going to be worth listening to. Carl says, though, important note, they're accepting registration through next Friday. So make sure to send them the money as quickly as you can and get it in by next Friday, people. I will blow this up next Thursday. And if I don't hear there's a lot of people signed up by next week, I'm going to rant on this show. Rant. I'll get on my preacher box and it'll be a while before I get off. So please support this event. Again, it is going to be phenomenal. You're going to learn so much. And if you're a bit farther from Alabama like myself, it's well worth the drive. Even if you have to wake up early, like I'm going to have to wake up early, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be a great time. And I better see you there. Going on to the next bit of news is the Army of Tennessee workshop will be May 4th from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the conference rooms at Elm Springs, Columbia, Tennessee. There are only 65 spots available for this workshop due to room size, so register early to guarantee your spot. Registration fee is $15, which includes lunch. Pre-register by March 15th for lunch. After March 15th, the registration fee will be $20 for no guaranteed lunch. The speakers include Membership Coordinator Eric Pavetti on Commander and Adjutant Training, Army of Tennessee Councilman Carl Jones on Building a Better Camp, and Army of Tennessee Commander Jimmy Hill on Community Involvement. All are going to be great and phenomenal, so make sure to do that as well. And, of course, that is also on the day of the pilgrimage and homecoming event at the Southern Heritage Center, Historic Elm Springs, and, of course, our National Confederate Museum. This is going to start at 11. This will be a break in the Army of Tennessee workshop. We'll all go out here to listen to our keynote speaker, the President General of the United Daughters of the Confederacy, President Jenny. Music will be by Strings of Secession. Individuals, camps, brigade, divisions, organizations are encouraged to bring floral tribute and be announced as they lay their floral arrangements. The service will be moved inside, and if bad weather happens, we highly encourage you to bring a lawn chair, sunblock, and a cooler. And remember, no alcohol allowed. And of course, you're getting 2 events for the price of one, really. Of course, you have to pay for the workshop and go into the gift shop. It'll be worth your while. But I mean, you're getting 2 great events on the same day. You're not going to have to go up there for one event and then drive back next week for the other event. You're getting the full deal here. And again, the workshop is not just for people in the Army of Tennessee. Any Army is welcomed. So please come on down, support both these events, and I cannot wait to see you there. Commander Gremlin, I'm so glad you asked that, because on April 6th, the Army of Trans-Mississippi National SUV event will be held at Mansfield State Historic Site, Louisiana, from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. This event is going to honor the 160th anniversary of the Red River Campaign and the 125th 25th anniversary of the Louisiana Division. Speakers include Scott Dearman, Mansfield Site Manager retired, Charles Array, Army of Trans-Mississippi Councilman, Dr. John Goddard, past Commander-in-Chief Chuck McMichael, and music provided by Pine Knox. Mark your calendars today for this historic event to celebrate the 160th anniversary of the Battle of Mansfield and the 125th anniversary of the Louisiana Division. Admission fee is $4. It is free for anybody under 12 and, of course, free for anybody over 62. This includes a museum as well, people. So please bring your chair for this event. You may also want to bring a small cooler for snacks and drinks. Do not miss this fantastic event. Again, this is one of those events that's like once in a lifetime to celebrate these two anniversaries, two big important anniversaries at the same event again. And it's only $4. I know some people say, well, gas, hotel. I mean, I'm a broke college student. I'm not going to do that to y'all. But yeah, no, I get it from a money standpoint. I really do. But again, this is one of these few events that might happen once in a lifetime. So make sure you go support this national event. It's going to be phenomenal. I'm definitely going to be there. I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be fantastic. So I hope to see you there in Louisiana. Carl says also on the Army of Tennessee workshop, if your camp is struggling and you want to fix it, be at the workshop, which no truer words have never been spoken. Carl Jones and Jimmy Hill came down to Mississippi to give us division officers some training. And I learned so much. I cannot describe how awesome the event was. And I learned so much. And so trust me, it will be worth your while to go to this Army of Tennessee workshop. You'll learn so much. I mean, so much. It'll be great. So make sure to come. On the national event of the Army of Trans-Mississippi, there will also be food trucks. So don't worry about your stomach. They have you taken care of. All right, moving down to some other events. While you are down for this event, make sure you remember the Battle of Pleasant Hill kickoff party will be April 6th at 6 p.m. at Mansfield Female College Museum. Come join us for an award ceremony, fellowship, and entertainment as we celebrate our 160th anniversary season. On the menu are cocktails and mocktails. Make sure you're there. And if you're going to go to that, you might as well go to another great event. The Battle of Pleasant Hill will be Friday, April 12th through Sunday, April 14th. Entry fee is $5 a person. Ages 5 and under are free. Free parking as well. Reenactors and activists will take place, and activities will take place 3 miles north of Pleasant Hill. Event schedule, of course, Friday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be a school day. Saturday at 10 a.m., a parade. At 11, the campgrounds open. At 11:30, there will be a guest speaker at Battlefield Hall. At 1:30 p.m., opening ceremonies. 2 p.m., battle and reenactment. At 7 p.m., there will be a period ball and court presentation. And there will be a ceremony. Sunday at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m., the camps will open again. At 10 a.m., the church service will happen. At 1 p.m., there will be a crowning ceremony of the 2024 Miss Battle of Pleasant Hill. And at 2 p.m., there will be the battle reenactment again. Again, phenomenal events. We hope you get to go to both. It's going to be phenomenal. We have so many great events this year. I understand where you could be like, well, you can't go to all of them. And you're right, you can't. But you can try your best to go to as many as you can. That's my viewpoint on it. You can disagree with me all you want. It's true you can't make everything. It's impossible, actually. But you have to fight, you have to save to try to go to as many as possible, because these events aren't for us. They're for our ancestors. And even if it is just an SCV event where you're celebrating the SCV, you're showing everybody that we still care. We're still here, and a big crowd never hurts anybody. Having these events be successful shows the world that we still mean business. So please show up to these events. Speaking of events, we have some reunions coming up. The Louisiana Division 2024 reunion will be held in Shreveport, Louisiana, May 17th through the 18th. The Lieutenant General Richard Taylor Camp 1308 of Shreveport, Louisiana is honored to host the 125th anniversary of the Louisiana Division, Sons of Confederate Veterans. The reunion will be held in Shreveport, Louisiana, the last Confederate capital of Louisiana, also the headquarters of the Army of Trans-Mississippi. The host hotel is adjacent to the site of the residence of General Kirby Smith. The camp is working hard on planning the event and making it enjoyable and meaningful event. We hope you make plans to attend. And make plans indeed, everybody. That is going to be a fantastic reunion. I hope, of course, with division reunions coming up, you all understand, if you are in that division, how important it is to show up for those events. And if you are needing some help, creativity with fundraising or stuff like that, going to reunions of different divisions is fantastic. I hope to be doing one soon. I hope to start traveling to these different reunions, because again, you can learn so much. It's a awesome time, and of course you get to enjoy some Southern brotherhood. Speaking of division reunions, though, the Florida division will be holding their reunion June 1st in Triton, Florida. So I'm sure more information on that will come in time. Yeah, and good point. The speaker for the Louisiana Division reunion will be Historian Chief Forrest Dawes. I'm sure he'll do okay. All right, moving on to, let's see here, what bit of news we are on now. All right. Let's see here. Of course, the entry hall project at Elm Springs. Of course, you can screenshot that and come back and read that later. But this closet wasn't there when the house was originally built. It was put in the 1930s, I believe, maybe 1940s. And so Elm Springs is removing it to put the house back to its historic standings and make it feel like, again, you are stepping back into the 19th century. They're doing a great job over there with Elm Springs at our headquarters. So if you end up going to Elm Springs, or if you just want to make a donation over the phone via check or PayPal or however you suppose, please think about it. This is a great project. Again, Elm Springs is getting more historically accurate every day. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. And I'm loving it. So just the little things like that that I think will be phenomenal. So make sure, again, if you go to Elm Springs, you should be going on May 4th. Might be a good time to donate. All right. I think we're almost done with the news. Some news real quick, though, is let's see here. Let's take that part off. The Gainesville Volunteers Camp 373 donated $200 donation to the Hilden Huffman Memorial Archive, a local historic group that does missions to preserve artifacts, if I'm not mistaken, or just preserve history in general. And the camp donated $200 to it. Again, community outreach, community involvement. That's great. Good job, Camp 373. And on some other news, let's see here. Let me pull it up real quick. It's from our Commander in Chief, Jason Boshears. He wanted us to thank the Tennessee State Museum for their artifacts they are loaning to the National Confederate Museum. One is a painting of our president, Jefferson Davis, seen right here. It is absolutely beautiful. And the others are a sword from Zollicofer. And let's see here. Yep, there's a better picture of it. And here's a picture as well they donated along with the sword. And get this. Now, I love this. I can't wait to see this. That is a chair that belonged to Jefferson Davis. And of course, it's by the death mask donated by Beauvoir of Jefferson Davis. So we have a little great Jefferson Davis section going on now at the National Confederate Museum. So that looks phenomenal. I can't wait to come see that next time I'm up in March, I think. So I cannot wait for that. And now I don't know which one's which, and I don't want to get it wrong. So they also donated these two flags, the 14th and 11th Tennessee flags. They are outstandingly beautiful flags. I guess I could have just pulled this one up and saw that it says the 11th Regiment, Tennessee Vols. That would have been smart of me, but we've never told me, or we've never suggested I was smart. Of course, a lot of great things going on at the National Confederate Museum on the Southern Heritage Center campus. It is phenomenal. Our museum is starting to fill up. We are looking like a very highly professional museum. We're starting to get partnerships. Great things are happening at our museum, and you can learn more of that Monday for our Hearth and Home episode. And I'm sure our executive director, Adam Southern, will be on to talk about it more and give more detail than I'm able to provide. All right. Okay, yeah. I wanted to throw up David's comment from General Zollicofer. I'll get it right at some point. Here in Knoxville since the beginning, there's a camp. Are you talking about SCV camp or UCV camp? But that is cool either way. UCV, which is awesome. And let's see, our last bit of news. We're going to go back to the Gainesville Volunteers Camp. Gainesville Volunteers Camp had been working on a cemetery over the years, and they were finally able to dedicate it and have a private, let's see here, Doodrill stone made. And they made a great event out of it. As you can see, it was in the newspaper, front page. Of course, here is it rained bad that day, so this was a representation of the headstone dedication. This is their camp adjutant, Charlie Smith, giving a speech. Of course, they're firing cannons in honor of him, of Private Dolph Drill. They also had, let's see here, UDC presence there. They want to thank, specifically the camp wants to thank their UDC sisters for coming and speaking. Miss Janice is who is speaking in this picture. Of course, that is the Gainesville Volunteers Camp flag right there. And of course, here's the picture of the cemetery they've been cleaning and restoring. It had been completely taken over by nature. This camp has done an outstanding job. And just one more time, I kind of want to read everything they say. They had, 60 attendants for this headstone dedication, which is awesome. Sadly, because of the bad weather they had and kind of the unfitting, what's the word I'm looking for? Rough terrain, they decided to hold it a bit farther from the cemetery, the headstone dedication. They didn't want any of our older members or any of the news that was there to fall over. So that's why they moved it. And they had a dozen people or dozens of people that made their way back to the cemetery after the event. And they say this will go down as one of their top 10 events in their camp's history. They specifically want to thank State Representative Mrs. Stacy Wilkes for the resolution honoring Private Doug Drill. The resolution was presented to the closest living relative, Miss Lucy, who is 91 years young. Again, this is a phenomenal event that this camp did that I want to bring some light to. They had news there. They had their state representative there, Miss Wilkes. Again, they're doing a lot to get into the community. They're doing a lot to honor our ancestors, and they're making connections politically. I think this camp can be a great blueprint to help yours get a strong foundation to start doing stuff like this. They were able to have a great big event, be put in the front page of the newspaper to get resolutions passed because of their community involvement and making connection with their representatives. So I want to point that out specifically. Jack and everybody over at the Gainesville Volunteers Camp did a phenomenal job with the event. I cannot thank y'all enough. I hate that I had to miss that because of work, but hopefully next time y'all have a big event, I'm definitely able to make it. All right, everybody. With that being said, that is all the news we have for this evening. Finishing a bit early, just a smidge, but don't worry about that. We will be back shortly, soon. Jack from the Gainesville Volunteers Camp wants to say they will be donating a book on African American Confederate veterans written by past Commander-in-Chief Burrow to our local library this Saturday. And that's awesome. Speaking of Black History Month, I hope everybody has been following the SCV Chat Facebook page, YouTube page, and TikTok as we have posted specific videos this month honoring Black Confederate veterans. So I hope you all have checked that out. Of course, we have spotlighted an SCV member this year. SCV member, I just don't want to butcher his name real quick. SCV member, Mr. Nelson Winbush. For those who don't know him, he's a African American member out of Florida, the Florida division. He has done a lot of great work in education, and of course, been a great member to us here at the SCV. And we have some of his videos from interviews he's done on Confederate heritage up on the page. We ask that you share the one that we posted today. It's SCV member Nelson Winbush explains the Confederate battle flag. And we have one more video to post that will be posted next week that we want everybody to share out. We want to flood it because this is a interview where he specifically talks about his Confederate ancestor. So definitely be sharing these out. Help us out here. Let's bring awareness to Black Confederate veterans. They have been ignored too long, and we are in this to honor Confederate veterans. It's as easy as hitting the share button. Right now, it has 7 shares because I haven't touched it. I didn't want to. I want to see what y'all could do, and I'm not going to touch it. I want to see specifically what you chat heads could do. So make sure to go and share that video out. Carl wanted to point out for his SCV only basic pistol defense course, all net proceeds will be donated to the National Confederate Museum. They also will be welcoming friends of the SCV members. So again, a great event. Go support Carl's event. Go support all these events we've talked about tonight. And of course, share, share, share. I better see you share this episode out, everybody. I will be extremely hurt if you don't share us out. So make sure you do that. And make sure you tune in this Monday at 7 p.m. Confederate Standard Time for your weekly episode of SCV Chat. This week, we'll have Executive Director Adam Southern on to give an update on our hearth and home, the headquarters of the Sons of Confederate Veterans, and our National Confederate Museum. So make sure you tune into that. Make sure you share this episode out. And remember, everybody, I'll be seeing you guys shortly. And just stay Southern. Good night, everybody.